We decide to visit the plantations ourselves to see if it's true that no children are working here. We choose a random plantation in the area where Saf cacao gets its cocoa.
So they work there?
Yes.
The kids?
Yes.
We come across 4 little boys and a man. They all come from Burkina Faso. They don't seem to be on vacation. The plantation worker says the children are aged 10 to 12. None of the children goes to school or can speak the local language. According to international labor laws, this is illegal. We continue our search on other plantations. There are plenty of children here. We meet more plantation workers.
Where is the pays, understand? Ah, ok. Donc, vous allez boiter maintenant. Ah, vous reprenez le travail à quelle heure? Ça va recommencer à quelle heure? À 3 heures. Okay. C'est les enfants de qui? Il a voyagé. Ah, ok. Ça va? Ça va. Donc, vous tous travaillez dans le cacao là, maintenant c'est le repos, c'est ça? Vous avez fini de récolter?
Okay.
The 2 adult workers seem suspicious of us.
Merci, hein?
It's difficult to know if they are telling the truth because actually some of them sounds familiar with the problem of using kids.
Right now there is more communication about this issue. So when they see someone with white people asking about that, you know, they pay attention.
I have a shirt and the small camera, I can switch it on so.
Okay.
Again, we'll use the hidden camera. Perhaps we'll get different answers.
Okay, bonsoir.
Oh, there is one.
We meet a plantation owner. He's from the neighboring country, Burkina Faso.
Demande si on veut avoir des enfants qui viennent travailler dans notre plantation ici, qu'est-ce qu'on doit faire?
Allez, il t'a collecté le bosso quoi. Même qu'à crédit, quoi même on va faire travailler qu'à faire. Il est tout à fait allé là. Mais bien à quoi faire.
C'est combien? Si on doit faire venir quelqu'un là, au Burkina vient travailler combien?
Les où ça les balles, quoi bien ça va.
A child from Burkina Faso can be bought for €230. And that's without haggling. The price includes transport and indefinite use of the child. Most children never get paid. Sometimes children manage to flee the plantations. We meet two boys from Mali. They've worked as slaves on a plantation on the Ivory Coast.
Did you want to go to work in the cocoa plantation?
Ni bana kiti baraka drogi bugo. So ni smala talife. Ni ki bugo.
Ankunga chapungo kono dole nanabul otugoro no kobo mine. Anto fene ambulla. Anga keshi kungo kono ana shi dole ga kako foro kono. Ale fene nana e ka nyini nga tugo fafe. Fene ando mobli kono ka blakana.
The use of child labor in the cocoa industry is prevalent. This is in spite of the international chocolate manufacturers in 2001 having signed a protocol to the contrary. Next, we'll contact the chocolate manufacturers who buy cocoa here. What are they doing to stop child labor in the industry? During our research, we come across Interpol. Shortly before we arrived here, they took action on some cocoa plantations in the eastern part of the Ivory Coast.
Hello, mister.
Elle s'est déroulée sur les routes. Elle s'est déroulée dans les marchés. Elle s'est déroulée dans les plantations où nous sommes allés en profondeur dans les 2 premiers jours pour aller chercher des enfants. Et le second jour, nous sommes revenus à l'intérieur de la ville. Mais bien évidemment, quand on était au dernier jour, les gens se sont rendus compte que la police était présente. Ils ont commencé à cacher des enfants. Donc les enfants, on les cachait dans les maisons. Et puisqu'on n'avait pas accès aux maisons.
How many children were saved in the operation Bia?
Au total, nous avons eu à intercepter 65 enfants. Les 65 enfants, nous les avons remis à la structure chargée de l'audition des enfants. Ce sont des spécialistes d'assistance sociale, des assistants sociaux. Donc c'est eux qui ont fait l'écoute des enfants.
He shows us Interpol's report from the operation, stating that the children are from Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Nigeria, Togo, and Benin.
Nous avons effectivement interpellé des trafiquants. Ils étaient au nombre de 8. On les a auditionnés.
Were you surprised to find children working in the plantation?
Surpris? Non.
There is no doubt about the extent of the problem. The chocolate manufacturers should know these facts, since each of them has several hundred employees in the Ivory Coast.
Thank you.
We return to SAF Cacao to confront the owner with our new knowledge and Interpol's operation.
Last time you told me that child labor doesn't exist, but the Interpol has rescued 65 children in an operation. What is your comment to that?
C'est médiatisé, c'est la catastrophe. L'État de Côte d'Ivoire, même les journaux en parlent, la télévision en parle, aux infos. Oui, on a trouvé un enfant dans une plantation, 5 enfants, et le gars, il est conduit directement en prison. Donc vous conviendrez avec moi que l'État est en train de mener cette campagne de lutte contre les enfants dans les plantations.
The CEO of SAF Cacao now admits there is a problem. Now we're heading to Geneva in Switzerland.
Welcome to Geneva Airport. Please keep your seatbelt fastened and all electronic devices completely switched off.
We want to show our film to ILO, a part of the United Nations. ILO is fighting illegal child labor and trafficking on an international basis. ILO and the chocolate industry signed the Haken-Engel Protocol in 2001. It was to stop child labor in the chocolate industry.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Miki Mistrati.
Frank Hageman. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about that?
It's very sad. It's very sad to see, I must say. It's a very, it's often, you know, I personally, I've been working in the area of programs and policies against child labor for some 13 years now. But every time you see something like this, you know, it serves as a shocking reminder, I must say. And often enough, you know, I have to add, perhaps, it's a feeling of helplessness which overcomes you when you see something like that. I mean, it's a very dangerous work kids do in these plantations. It's not only the machetes, but it's they often carry heavy loads. We see that they're often exposed to pesticides. Mm-hmm. When you work with pesticides, the effects will only come out in 20 or 30 years.
Yeah. Does the protocol work, in your opinion?
I think we have seen some progress in the area. The topic has been kept in the international debate. Governments have been sensitized, and some knowledge has been put on the table. But in terms of real change, we have seen relatively little so far. If you ask me now, well, how many kids do actually work in cocoa plantations in Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana? I wouldn't be able to give you an exact figure.
What are the chocolate companies really doing to combat the problem? According to the industry, they spent €6 million a year on aid programs in the last 9 years. By comparison, Nestlé had a turnover of more than €12 billion last year. We asked these companies for an interview. They all declined to see and comment on our film. They only issue a statement through their joint spokesperson. One passage states, "The vast majority of cocoa farms are not owned by the companies that make chocolate or supply cocoa, and we therefore don't have direct control over cocoa farming and labor practices. The industry will not accept responsibility for these conditions. We won't give up. We will make an extra effort to make Nestlé, the largest food company, see our film. They have a world market share of 12% and have been present in the Ivory Coast for more than 50 years. They must know about the problems with trafficking and child labor." Nestlé will now get a chance to see how most of their cocoa is grown.
According to international labor laws, this is strictly forbidden. But it is also the opposite of what Sabe Cacao and the other chocolate companies have promised to consumers. That child labor must not occur in the chocolate industry. In 2008 and 2009, he rescued over 150 children. His list includes children aged 7, children from Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger.
Les 105 enfants, nous l'avons remis à la structure chargée de l'audition des enfants.
Alors, quoi son nom?
Non, English.
Un peu. Oui. Qu'est-ce que vous faites ici? Mais c'est contre Nestlé ou c'est pour Nestlé?
C'est pas contre
Adresse.
Okay, we turn it off.